Smartphones have come a long way. They are now more powerful to handle nearly everything you throw at them and even act as creative tools in the world of digital media that could eventually lead to a career path. Though most of us users spend time on social media, others are more particular with their usage. In this second episode of Why It's Not For You, I'm going to talk about why the POCO F3 is probably not the right phone for you despite its flagship-like trait. I have nothing against this phone, and my sole reason for creating this series is to give you an insight into the downsides of owning this phone, since as a consumer, you probably already know what you like about this device. To all the subscribers, welcome back and thanks for stopping by once again, and if you're new here, I create tech videos, so feel free to drop a sub to get notified of new content. The first reason why POCO F3 isn't for you is the camera. Unlike the Redmi Note 10 Pro, the F3 settles for a 48 megapixel main camera alongside an 8 megapixel ultrawide and a 5 megapixel macro lens. While we usually see at least a 64 megapixel sensor at this price range, the company had to cut a few corners to deliver that flagship-like experience, even if it means the camera gets the shortest straw. By no means the camera on the F3 is bad. In fact, it can take really solid photos and videos when you give it plenty of lighting. The biggest setback of this camera, however, is indoor performance. As soon as you start relying on limited indoor lighting, the quality starts getting blurry and soft. The downgrade in quality may not be noticeable on a small screen, but once you blow it up on a bigger display, you'll understand what I mean. Is it a big deal if the sole reason you're getting the F3 is basically for the performance? Probably not, but if you're a camera-centric user who prioritizes picture quality above else, you might be better off with a slightly worse performance but with better optics, like a Samsung Galaxy A52 with OIS or something similar. You can check my 30-day review of the POCO F3 on a separate video to see its camera performance. I'll leave the link in the description below. The second reason why POCO F3 isn't for you is, say it with me, MIUI. I've said it before and I'll say it again. MIUI is still inefficient as ever. Unless you search for a workaround on the internet, you'll consistently get bombarded with late notifications, error messages, and bugs, among others. Although other brands also deal with this kind of problem, it's not as often as Xiaomi phones. The worst issue that I had with a Xiaomi device is that the screen turned green for no reason, and I just got lucky that it was fixed with the press of the power button. I'm not saying that it'll happen to you, but it's never too late to know a few things in advance before splurging for something as expensive as the F3. The third reason why POCO F3 isn't for you is the battery. By today's standards, 45 mAh battery is the sweet spot between battery longevity and a lightweight phone. But when you have a large 120Hz display and a powerful Snapdragon 870 to support for at least 15 hours every single day, that might be asking too much. For a regular user like me, who spends at least an hour on the phone playing games and at least 3 hours of streaming and procrastination, the F3 can easily last me a whole day. But given the capability of the F3 to push apps and games to their utmost graphical setting, don't expect the F3 to last you before dinner time if you intend to use this phone at high performance for an extended period. While you have the option to switch back to 60Hz to save a bit of battery, why would you even when the fast display is one of the best features of the device? Either way, F3 is a powerful phone that zips through the battery fast when not kept in check. The fourth reason why POCO F3 isn't for you is the extras, or lack thereof. I thought Xiaomi would be one of the few companies that would not be swayed by trends, but to my surprise, they omitted two key features that most enthusiasts and fans cherish: the headphone jack and the micro SD slot. There's no option to expand storage with the F3, so you need to make do with either 128 or 256 GB. In 2021, 128 is slowly becoming limiting. And while Xiaomi was kind enough to include an adapter in the box to let you use your wired headphones, it's still not as convenient as having one built into the phone just waiting for you to plug in the jack. The last reason why POCO F3 isn't for you is if you already own a flagship or a high-end phone. It's definitely tempting to get the F3 given the package it offers, such as a fast AMOLED screen, near top-of-the-line performance, and a thin and light design that can easily turn heads in public. But as much as we want to praise Xiaomi for its efforts to provide an affordable top-end user experience, the F3 still falls short compared to older top models like Samsung's Galaxy Note 9, which was considered the best smartphone of 3 years ago. When I compare them side by side, the Galaxy Note 9 still has the better display quality despite the lack of a fast refresh, the better build quality despite the smudgy back panel, the more complete package thanks to the headphone jack, micro SD slot, and its S Pen, the better stereo speaker quality, and the better cameras despite using a 3-year-old 12-megapixel sensor. What I'm basically saying is that F3 doesn't guarantee a full upgrade if one is coming from the likes of the Galaxy Note of the world. Even if you're coming from a POCO F2 Pro, that's still a good phone today. I think you need to be at least on the POCO F1 to consider getting the F3. If these reasons don't bother you at all, by all means, the POCO F3 may be your next phone. But that's about it for my top reasons why the F3 isn't for you. As always, drop a sub or like if you feel supporting the channel, and until the next one, stay safe.